This is how to make a supernova, and today we're going to build this mausoleum. A train piece like this really comes in handy because you can put it on your battlefield and it can give cover to your troops or block line of sight. Or maybe when you're playing an RPG game, a building like this can be the entrance to a dungeon, or it can be a treasure chamber your party was looking for so long. And today I will show you how to build it.
First of all, I'm going to use my hot wire foam cutter to get some foam in general shape. When you don't have a hot wire foam cutter, you can just use your knife. The parts are all cut and now we can show you a little trick. We can move these parts we just cut, so maybe this will be a little bit more in front and then we push the doors back. So you get this effect, or we push all the parts in a little bit and we get this effect. So one technique for a lot of different cool effects. And now I'm going to retrace all the cuts with a pencil. For the corners I made these columns and I'm going to give them a larger stone pattern to get more variety in my build. And when that is done, I will use an aluminum foil ball to get some texture. And one of the columns has a hole in it because I salvaged this foam from another project, but we're going to fill it later, so this won't be visible. I will use my hot glue gun to glue the building together, but when you use hot glue on foam, make sure you don't use too much or the glue will melt the foam. And there is a chance that the glue will be visible, but that isn't a problem because we're going to cover everything with sand and vegetation later. I made a new door, so when it's glued in, this piece will have more strength. Here I have a piece of thin cardboard and it will be glued like this. So later when we're going to glue on the shingles, we have something to glue it on. For the glue I will use PVA glue and not hot glue, because when we use hot glue the roof won't be flat and there is a chance that some hot glue will be spilling out and will be dripping over the walls. For the roof tiles I made a lot of thin foam slices and they are around 1 millimeter thick. Then I made a stack of them, taped the ends together and I cut all the roof tiles. This method really speeds up your roof building. Also, this can be done with a sharp knife when you don't have a hot wire foam cutter. Adding the roof tiles on my build was very easy and very fast. I started at the end and I worked my way up. And when I start on the next layer, I first added some glue on the previous layer and the cardboard. The roof is still drying, but we're going to hide this seam over here and also on the back. To do that, I cut some foam bars and this one will be placed here, cut in half, and the other part will be placed here. But first I'm going to give this piece some texture. The roof is almost dry, so now we're going to move to the next step. First I will cover the whole base with PVA glue, then I will add some small stones and cover everything in sand. And before we can start painting, I want to add some details. I have some bits I want to use on the building and I have some small foam parts I will glue on the doors.
And if you like this video so far, why not like and subscribe? Because I have more cool projects I want to show you. Now let's get back to the build.
For the sand I use some cheap dark brown crafting paints. Now it's time for dry brushing and I'm going to use my makeup brush again. I'm going to use a dark grey for all the stone and then move up to a lighter grey. The roof got a coat of a Vallejo's blue and it's more than an overbrush than a dry brush. And then I made a 50-50 mix with Vallejo blue and turquoise for another layer of heavy dry brushing. As a final highlight, I will give the light dry brush with Vallejo turquoise. The roof and the walls are done, and now before we're going to add a wash, I'm going to paint the doors with a dark metallic color, and the bits I'm going to paint with Citadel Brass Scorpion. Yeah, and then this happened. So this is the plan. I'm going to peel off some foam parts and then I'm going to paint all the exposed foam black and then dry brush it grey and work from there. So the roof is more or less fixed. Now we're moving over to the wash to tie everything together. I'm going to start with the floor, and for that I'm using black red and Vallejo's Scufferless brown. First I'm going to start with pure black red and then more and more I'm going to add Scufferless brown into my mix. The paint is dry and now I'm going to add some patches of PVA glue for the static grass. Next up we're going to use some coarse turf to get some variation in the vegetation, and we can also use this stuff to hide some mistakes we have made. Here is the hole I talked to you about before, so we're going to cover that. Here's a small spot where you can still see the foam. I think some of the sand fell off. And here is also a spot where you can still see the foam. Those parts definitely going to get some turf. First I'm going to add some tufts and then I will use some soapy water and watered down PVA glue to glue everything in place. And now some soapy water and watered down PVA glue. And the last thing I'm going to do is to add some streaks with a watered down charred brown from Vallejo.
My friends, thank you for watching and I really hope you like this video. On my channel I have more cool projects I want to show you, so maybe you should check out one of these. See you next time.